I'm gonna be right there in front of him like I always do. You know, I'm gonna make him miss and make him pay, and I'm gonna fight my fight. So I feel like that was.
It's a different type. Like, you can be riding that wave. You've been getting all these knockouts of all these other different guys, but you've never been in the ring with an animal like Crawford. And when you get in there for the first time and you get hit upside your head and you see that you can't do the stuff that you usually do against the guys that you fought, you know, at the lower level, bro.
Joe Rogan was genuinely surprised when Terence Crawford announced he would fight Jaron Ennis, reacting with a big wow. Neither fighter had shown interest in facing each other before, so this came as a real shock. Rogan noted, with the styles both bring to the ring, seeing them go head-to-head would be something special. After Jaron Ennis dominated Wisma Lima, fans were eager to know his next opponent. Virgil Ortiz had initially called out Ennis after his first-round knockout of Lima, promising an exciting fight. But now things have taken an unexpected turn. Despite previously denying a matchup, Terence "Bud" Crawford has stepped up, ready to face Boots Ennis, shifting attention to a potential clash between two top fighters.
Always going to root for Boots. Boots is from Philly. Terence Crawford is a specialist. Boots is a specialist. It'll be a great fight. Terence is my guy, man. I love it.
Terence is my guy, man. I love him. Before we get into Joe Rogan's reaction to this huge fight announcement, let's see what some other top fighters had to say. Gerald Charlo, who had been waiting for his chance to fight Terence and thought it could happen after his bout with Canelo, was not happy about the news of Crawford possibly facing Jaron Ennis. Charlo insisted that he should be the next one to fight Crawford instead of Boots. He emphasized that, given everything he's achieved in boxing, he deserves to face top opponents to continue building his legacy. Charlo made it clear that Crawford should step into the ring with him next, not Ennis.
All the smoke. I want smoke with Crawford. I want all the smoke. Give me the best shit. I'm in shape. I train. My lifestyle is on the move. Everything is great. So why the I want the best, man? What y'all talking about, dog? I don't got time to be playing with none of these people with these promotionals and all of these shits. I'm with the old school boxing. I'm following all of the Muhammad Ali Act and all that shit. I mean, man, whatever. Y'all want to change shit? Change.
Andre Rozier weighed in on the upcoming fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis, confidently naming Crawford as the clear favorite. He praised Crawford as one of the best fighters of this generation and noted that, while Jaron is highly talented, he stands little chance against Bud. Rozier explained that Crawford's skills are on another level, and Jaron still has some way to go to reach that mastery. He also pointed out that what Crawford did to Canelo clearly demonstrates his dominance whenever he steps into the ring.
I think it's attention, but Terence is on another level right now. I mean, he's on another level.
When you say another level, do you mean like marketability-wise, name-wise, or you mean talent-wise?
All the above. All the above.
So he's a notch or two above Jaron even.
Exactly. Boots has to get there. He's not there yet. A lot of people don't know who Boots is yet, believe it or not. So the boxing people might, but to be that stellar star, and that's why I'm upset about how his movement has been going, because he could have been stellar already. He's talented enough to do it.
However, Tim Bradley expressed little interest in seeing this fight take place. He explained that facing Crawford comes with enormous risk, as Bud is a powerhouse who can end a fight with a single punch. While Bradley acknowledged that Boots is a talented fighter with huge potential, he suggested that Jaron should first take on opponents closer to his level before tackling such a massive challenge. Overall, Bradley emphasized that only after gaining experience against top-tier competition should Boots consider stepping into the ring with a fighter like Bud.
Get in this type of fight with Crawford, you know what I'm saying? I would hate for him to get in this fight and look average. Look average. Because if you go back and you watch a lot of, and he's a spectacular fighter. Boots is a spectacular fighter. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Boots. I think he's next. But he needs to be tested. He needs to be tested with he needs to be tested with a guy like Thurman.
Responding to Tim Bradley, Greg Hackett pointed out that every era in boxing has a fighter who stands out as the dominant force. Looking at Crawford's career, he noted that the past 2 years have defined Bud, earning him more respect than his entire earlier career combined. Hackett suggested that this fight could mark the beginning of Boots' era. Since Ennis has earned the right to prove himself against the best, it's fair to say he deserves the opportunity to face Bud.
Reason Tim Bradley talk like that, cause they know he that. But Bud shit just got started. Think about it. How long was the Bud Crawford era if Bud Crawford didn't start getting respect till 2023 for what he do? So if it's 2025 and we already talking about Boots Ennis, who's 10 years younger, who could possibly turn up this next 10 and make it crazy, that means the average person who don't really understand boxing, never really watch boxing, pay attention to boxing, and not really a boxing fan, they're not going to remember Bud Crawford.
Another key voice, Danny Garcia, reacted to the fight with a big smile, clearly excited about the matchup. He said the fight would pit a young, hungry fighter against an experienced legend, a perfect mix of youth and experience. Garcia praised both fighters for their unique skills and said the match will show who is truly superior. To keep things fair, he also suggested an appropriate weight class for the bout. Overall, he fully supported the fight, calling it an important step for the growth of boxing.
That'll be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at 160.
Most importantly, Terence Crawford spoke about his upcoming fight with Boots, saying that while fans expect their similar styles to create something unique, he is confident in his own versatility. He explained that he is skilled and athletic in both stances, switching depending on his opponent. Bud added that in the fight with Boots, he will pick and use the stance that gives him the biggest advantage, allowing him to control both the pace and the outcome.
As great in both stands. I'm very powerful in both stands. I hit just as hard with my left, probably even harder with my left than my right, you know, but I think it's the opponent.
Moving forward, Eddie Hearn also praised this potential fight, calling it an excellent matchup. He said it would be a thrilling contest between two top fighters, with Boots Ennis coming off a solid win and Terence Crawford looking for a strong opponent after the biggest victory of his career. Hearn mentioned that the fight could take place at a weight class Crawford is comfortable with. He also praised both fighters' styles, noting that their explosive approaches would give fans an incredible night of boxing.
Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his prime.
Furthermore, Sean Zittel expressed his excitement for this fight, saying he really wants it to happen. He noted that although both fighters have tried to make it happen before, now seems like the perfect time. Zittel added that, with both coming off major wins, the matchup is even more exciting and captivating. He also said that watching them face each other would be a real treat for boxing fans and suggested that Boots has a solid chance of beating Terence when they finally meet in the ring.
My breath for Ennis's chances of ever landing that fight with Crawford nearing 40 and Ennis still having a lot of catching up to do to make that a worthy assignment for Crawford. And nobody's been begging for that fight for the last couple years more than me, but I'm also realistic about it.
Meek Mill picked Philly Monster as the fighter he believes can beat Crawford. He pointed out that many might be underestimating Boots because of Crawford's impressive win over Canelo. However, Meek stressed that there's a big difference between Ennis and Canelo. He explained that Canelo, now older, couldn't keep up with Crawford's speed and accuracy, while Boots is younger, sharper, and determined not to let Crawford repeat what he did against Canelo.
But shout out to Boots. Boots the next legend to come up in the shit.
How does Crawford and Boots play out, Meek?
Crawford and Boots play out. I'm rocking with Boots, of course. I'm from Philly. Crawford, you already know you about to meet this Philly shit. It's all love, but you about to see what this Philly shit about. We real monsters. Let's get it.
Alongside Meek Mill, Haven Brady also confidently picked Boots Ennis to win. He noted that Boots hasn't had many real chances yet to fully show his skills and potential in the ring. Brady described Ennis as a talented and determined fighter with what it takes to beat Bud. He added that he doesn't care about public opinion because he believes in Boots' abilities. Brady also pointed out that this fight will draw massive international attention, attracting fans from around the world eager to watch this thrilling matchup.
With Boots, so I want to see him fight Jaron Ennis, and hopefully, he don't retire before then, or he say he too washed up and old. Hopefully he get my boy a shot. That's the only person I can see beat him, or that's who I think can beat him.
Additionally, when Gilly Doc Kid heard about the potential fight, he reacted with great enthusiasm. He said a matchup between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis would be intense and exciting. Gilly admitted it would be fascinating to watch, but he believes Crawford will ultimately win. He acknowledged that Boots, coming off a strong recent victory, will make it a challenging fight. However, Gilly thinks Crawford's ring control, skill, and experience will allow him to dominate and secure the victory.
50-50 fight?
I mean, I see it as a great fight.
It's a great fight.
I don't know if it'll be 50-50, 60-40, what it would be, but I see it as a great fight.
Additionally, Mayo predicted that Terence Crawford will be the one celebrating in the ring. He pointed out that Crawford previously beat an opponent with a clear size advantage, so now that he holds the size edge, it's hard to see anyone defeating him. Mayo confidently stated that Crawford will give Jaron Ennis a tough fight and added that everyone curious about this matchup will get their answers once the fight happens.
That fight play out, the super fight, Crawford versus Boots.
I went to the Crawford fight
I was there
in Vegas. I'm not going to hold you. He really, really surprised me. I'm talking about in a good way, like it was next level, because everybody was talking about how homie was gonna be too big for him, too powerful, Canelo, how he was gonna be too overpower him. And it was none of that. Actually, he wasn't even that, he ain't even really that bigger than him.
He didn't break a sweat, right?
Yeah. That was light work. He took him all the way out of his fight. Very impressive.
Looking closer at this potential matchup, let's review how both fighters have performed recently. Jaron Ennis's latest fight against Wisma Lima was a dominant display of power, speed, and ambition. From the opening bell, he controlled the ring, using quick movements, sharp angles, and relentless aggression to outclass Lima. He systematically dismantled his opponent, earning a decisive victory while showing impressive timing and shot selection beyond his years. This win not only boosted Boots' reputation as a rising star, but also gave him valuable experience under pressure. The confidence from this commanding performance will be crucial as he prepares to face Bud, a highly skilled and experienced fighter, making the upcoming clash both a challenge and a chance to shine.
Boots Ennis is he's the real package. He's the full package. I've been saying this for a long time. It's no secret, and a lot of people see it, and they had their ups and downs about how they feel about him. But he's the full package. He can fight inside, outside. He can punch. He's got good hand speed. He's technically solid. His father does a good job. He's mentally right. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's the full package. But
after Jaron Ennis's win, Clarissa Shields, a multiple division world champion and one of the greatest female boxers, expressed her excitement. She said the outcome was exactly what she had hoped for, even if some expected a longer fight. Shields praised Boots, acknowledging his skills in the ring, and emphasized that true greatness comes from action, not just talent, something Boots is clearly demonstrating. Regarding future opponents, she confidently stated that Boots could take on and defeat anyone who steps up to challenge him next.
Shit. Yeah, Boots that guy. He did his thing. Hey, I like Boots as a fighter. And I want to see him fight the best and prove his greatness. That's what it's about. It's about proving your greatness. So, great job for him tonight. I ain't no Boots hater. I know y'all be like, oh, I love Terence Crawford. I do. That's my pound number one fighter. But I still got a lot of respect for Boots.
Furthermore, respected American boxer and promoter Thomas Lana praised Jaron Ennis's standout performance, highlighting his power, composure, and efficiency. Lana said the fight showed the junior middleweight world that Boots is ready to face the top fighters globally. He emphasized that Boots' control of the pace and ability to finish the fight early showcased his exceptional potential while sharpening his skills. Lana added that performances like this prove why Ennis is one of the sport's most exciting and dangerous talents.
And the dope, I'm proud of him, I'm happy for him, man.
Now, you're a guy that moved up in weight, what, 2-3 times?
Yeah, I mean, I went up, went down, up. Yeah, I mean, I fought 4 or 5 different divisions, man.
So what are some of the challenges with moving up in weight?
Man, just getting used to your opponent's size, bro. The homo, like, he was moving up, but Boots always been like a big dude. You know what I mean? Like he's always been strong. That's why him making 147 was like, yo, that's crazy. He's gonna be a monster at 54, a monster at 160, and he can fight at 168. He's gonna be a monster there too, bro.
On the other hand, Crawford's last fight against Canelo was one of the biggest talking points in recent boxing history. Facing a naturally bigger and stronger opponent, Terence delivered a tactical masterclass, showing off his skill, intelligence, and adaptability in the ring. From the first bell, he countered Canelo's power with perfect timing, smooth movement, and sharp counters. Crawford controlled distance and switched stances effortlessly, dominating every round. This victory strengthened his legacy and prepared him physically and mentally for his next challenge. Facing Canelo's strength and pressure sharpened Bud's defense and boosted his confidence. Key qualities as he now prepares for a younger, faster, and hungrier opponent like Boots.
You're so emotional afterward. Is it that you just realized everything that you achieved? Did the moment just hit you then?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's just, the history, behind the sport is just everything that, I trained for my whole life. It all was, coming out that one night. That was all paying off.
Looking at what Bud and Boots bring to the table, this fight represents a clash of two boxing eras at the perfect moment. As a former undisputed multi-division champion, Bud has earned a reputation for precision, adaptability, and dominance against elite opponents. His victories over top fighters like Spence and Canelo have cemented his status as one of the most complete boxers of his generation. Boots, on the other hand, is the young, fearless, and explosive face of boxing's next wave. With an undefeated record and impressive wins over strong opponents like Villa and Lima, he has quickly become one of the sport's brightest stars. This upcoming matchup is shaping up as a battle between Bud's experience and Boots's youthful energy and aggression. Fans and analysts are buzzing with excitement about the possibility of seeing them finally share the ring. Although Boots was originally expected to face Virgil Ortiz, the potential fight with Crawford has drawn widespread attention and praise. Many believe this matchup is far more intriguing than any other currently scheduled fight. Predictions are already coming in. Bud supporters argue that Boots will struggle even more than Canelo did, while Boots' fans point to his youth, speed, and hunger as reasons he could win. So, what do you think about this potential showdown between Terence and Boots? On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? Who do you believe will come out on top, Bud with his experience and skill, or Boots with his power and speed? Share your predictions in the comments below. Your opinion matters. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us motivated to bring more exciting boxing content. Stay tuned for updates.